a day that I don't think about killing myself.
I want to apologize to my family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is Sean Blicchington, a 48-year-old who's been struggling with alcohol addiction. Before 2018, Sean Blicchington had been arrested 5 times for driving under the influence and had his driving license revoked. However, this didn't stop him from driving or drinking. What happened next was shocking, to say the least. On July 22, 2018, Blicchington drank excessive alcohol and took to the streets in his truck, even though his license was revoked and he wasn't supposed to drive. Intoxicated, Blicchington drove on the wrong side on US 301 in Briceville. His irrational maneuver led to him hitting a vehicle carrying 21-year-old Ryan Kennedy and 22-year-old Bailey McKnight. The crash left Kennedy and McKnight, 8 months pregnant at the time, dead on the spot. He might have killed 3 people by drunk driving, but also affected several other lives. After Blicchington crashed into Kennedy and McKnight's vehicle, he exited his vehicle and ran away. However, police found him hiding in a ditch, and he was immediately arrested. Blicchington was charged with driving under the influence, manslaughter, driving on a permanently revoked license, and leaving the scene of a fatal crash. During his trial, Circuit Judge James Daniel pointed out that Blicchington's drunk driving was intentional and had devastated families. In making her victim impact statement, Susie Kennedy said she felt like she died that day, but they forgot to bury her body. She called Blicchington a thief who stole away lovely future moments when he killed her daughter and grandson, Lawson. Blicchington apologized to the victim's family and was sentenced to 60 years in prison. He would be 108 years by the time he is done with his prison sentence. This is Charlicia Pelt, a woman who killed her 3-year-old son and wrecked her car, her family, and her life. On August 9, 2018, Pelt made a decision that resulted in the death of her 3-year-old son and changed her life forever. She drove on the wrong side of East 7 Mile Road, ran a red light, and crashed into a car going north on Hayes Street. Driving on the wrong side of the road and running a red light when you're alone in the car is bad enough, but doing that when you have 3 unrestrained kids in the vehicle is just horrible. However,
I want to apologize to my family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
the terrible decision resulted in her hitting another car. The impact threw her 3-year-old out of the vehicle, and the minivan rolled over him. Fortunately, the other kids didn't sustain any injuries. Pelt was arrested and charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated, causing death and second-degree child abuse. During the trial, she apologized to her family and said she was so sorry. Pelt also acknowledged the pain the father of the dead child would be going through. However, she condemned suggestions that she wasn't a good mother, stating that she loved her babies. Pelt was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison. Being a good mother or father is difficult, true, but that doesn't justify the tragic events that happened in this next horrifying case.
There's not a day that I don't think about killing myself.
This is Jorge Solis, a 20-year-old who ruined Father's Day. Father's Day is supposed to be a day of joy and happiness where people celebrate their fathers and father figures. However, Father's Day of 2016 turned into a tragic day, to say the least, for one family. What happens next is not excusable. 20-year-old Jorge Solis, who wasn't yet up to drinking age, drove the wrong way on I-75 South at 5 in the morning and hit a car. The crash resulted in the death of 2 children, 7-year-old Hallie Young, 8-year-old Cabrin Osborne, and 1 man, 49-year-old Michael Furlow. But the tragedy didn't stop there. The crash also paralyzed 3-year-old Clayton Flood and 49-year-old Michael Osborne. The family was traveling from Illinois to Florida on a family visit when Solis crashed into them. Solis was so drunk that after he hit the car, he passed out. The Atlanta Fulton County District Attorney later confirmed that Solis's blood alcohol level was .125, way more than the legal limit. They also confirmed that he tried to pretend he wasn't the one driving by sliding across to the passenger seat and coming out from the passenger door. Before the accident, Solis was on probation for a driving under the influence charge in Clayton County.
Our families will never be the same again because of what he did in one moment.
The 21-year-old was charged with 6 counts of first-degree homicide by vehicle, possession of alcohol by a minor, driving under the influence of alcohol under the age of 21, driving on the wrong side of the road, possession of an open alcohol container, and driving while license was revoked or suspended. Henry Newkirk, the Fulton County judge, sentenced him to 50 years in prison. Driving with a revoked license as a minor is a crime, quite all right, but what would you call wiping an entire family? That's the case of Amber Pereira. This is Amber Pereira. If you thought the previous cases were horrible, Amber's case is about to shock you. Amber killed 3 members of a family, mother, father, and daughter. After the incident, rather than owning up her wrongs, she doubled down and blamed the horrific accident on a seizure.
Medications daily, including oxycodone, morphine, gabapentin, and tizanidine. The medications only helped to keep me from screaming and going to the hospital.
31-year-old Pereira was sentenced to 50 years in jail for killing a family of 3 while drunk driving.
Your life is ruined, but you also ruined a lot of lives and ended 3 lives.
The accident occurred on the Selman Expressway. Pereira crashed into Louise Philippak, Rita, his wife, and Georgia, their daughter, who was only 8 years old. Pereira hit the car into another lane, causing 2 incoming vehicles to hit the car and cause it to burst into flames. Unfazed, Pereira continued driving till her car tires fell off due to damage. What the police discovered during their investigations was unimaginable. Investigations revealed that the car must have been at speeds of over 100 miles per hour for a crash of this magnitude. For Pereira to be drunk and driving at this speed means she has no regard for life. Although she escaped unhurt from the accident, the court wasn't about to let her go scot-free. Tests showed that Pereira had cannabis-related compounds in her system, and the quantities were high enough to affect her cognitive function. Police also found empty beer bottles in her vehicle and store receipts showing she bought beer several times during the day. She was charged with 3 counts of driving under the influence, manslaughter, driving under the influence with serious bodily injury, and 1 count of leaving the scene of a crash involving death and destruction of evidence. She was sentenced to 50 years in prison.
No words can convey how my heart feels.
Olivia Carolee Colbreth. This is Carolee Colbreth. Murdering even 1 person because of drunk driving is revolting, but for what Carolee did, the word revolting does not do justice. This is a case of a drunk driver who murdered 6 people on the highway, including her best friend and her sister. Colbreth was a new mom who gave birth less than 2 weeks prior to when she got drunk on February 9th, 2014.
What is he doing?
Drove against oncoming traffic and caused an accident that took the lives of 6 people.
Is this correct? He's on the wrong side.
The incident happened on the 57 and 60 freeways, and she drove 100 miles per hour. She hit a Ford Explorer head-on, killing 4 Huntington Park family members, including 24-year-old Leticia Ibarra, 80-year-old Esther Delgado, 47-year-old Gregorio Mejia Martinez, and 20-year-old Jessica Jasmine Mejia. The crash also claimed the life of her best friend. If you think it ends there, wait till you hear the unimaginable blood alcohol level the police reported her for. 21-year-old Colbreth's blood alcohol level was 0.15% when measured 3 hours after the crash. Shockingly, this wasn't her first driving under the influence crime. She had been arrested for a collision caused by her driving under the influence. However, the court only warned her then and assured her of more severe actions if she repeated the offense. She was charged with 6 counts of second-degree murder and pleaded no contest. She was sentenced to 30 years to life. Drunk drivers are killers. If you thought these were horrible, watch some of the world's craziest killers react to life sentences here. Subscribe for more.